So before that, I just go down and stage orchestra kat tepi kan. Just went down, so I chill with them, and they're like, some of them just give me a nod. That's it. That's all I need. The validation. I don't need it from the industry, bro. I need it from my peers that was on stage with me. That is enough.
Sup, aku Adly. Welcome to another episode of Korek Fizikal, and today I have the one and only Joe, President, depending on how you want to address him. But yeah, I know him as Joe.
Oh, man.
How are you, man?
There's a legend right here.
No, you're the legend.
No way. Hold up. Good job. Hold up.
So Joe, what's new with you?
I've been in the studio, habiskan album, so the album is finally done, Johan. We've been shooting a documentary for the last 2 years, directed by Barney Chua, 2-episode documentary. We interview you, you're on it. And yeah, I mean, although I feel like 2 hours is very little time to describe an entire roller coaster of a career kan.
Kita backtrack sikit. The album, the delay tu apa?
Dia buka spek lah, macam tak nampak keikhlasan tu. Okay.
I think you first announced it like almost 2 years ago, right?
I wanted to release it before pandemic.
Okay,
and then boom, pandemic. So we could have put it out actually, to be fair. Conflicts dalam kepala otak dan hati seseorang artis ni kadang-kadang, and it's very tough when you're also in a position where, okay, who do we ask? Oh, ask you. Who ran the label? So I got a few versions of the question of how I normally answer this question, but I think the simple version would be, I think everything happens for a reason, and yeah, we could have put out the album 2019, 2020, but I feel like also as body of work, I want this album to really represent the follow-up to Havoc.
How difficult it is? Macam Havoc is a masterpiece.
Thank you.
Alright?
Thank you.
So to top up a masterpiece tu, the pressure on you tu?
There's never been any pressure.
Okay.
I feel, because like a lot of people wrote me off. Adly, you got to understand. Kind of after President, Havoc, I think at that point in time was much needed by the industry and myself. It saved my life too, in a way. But looking at Malaysians, like the whole landscape of youth, like what is not represented enough. And for me at that point in time, it was the honest translation of the way we speak on the streets. I had already started with Duet. If you listen to like President album, I'm starting already with Duet. Like if you listen to the second verse, like, hey yo, this ain't no trash talk, bukan cakap kosong. I'm not being arrogant, I'm not being sombong. I just want to get my cut, kalau tidak potong. Now let's get this money sama-sama untung. Bawa satu bombong. We under one roof, kalis peluru. Together we bulletproof di setiap penjuru. And every single corner we own it. Kita punya nat, that means we own it. Rim berputar, that means that we rollin'. Jangan main buah, no sets in the air, memusuh apa guna. Bau wang-wang, I love the smell of money. Just like I love my honeys, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
right. So I mean, I'm already like, I know this is what I want to do. That method of writing was more like direct translation. I wanted it to come more organically. So then, with Havoc, we decided to, quite ironic that I say it like this, but when we write, we don't write. We just walk up to the mic and, okay, what hits you first? You know what I mean? When I heard Havoc, like budak Subang Jaya memang ada gaya. It's like a joke. It's like a caption to a photo.
Yep.
It's like
Normal conversation lah.
yes, it's like a commentary to an ongoing football match. You know, it's like live commentary. So it's, a lot of people try to say, oh, is that you freestyle it? There's no such thing as freestyling. Even when the freestyler freestyles, it's just his ability to write super fast. But you have to write or think it. You know, yeah, maybe sometimes the delay is 1 second, maybe sometimes for some other people it's 5 seconds, for some people it's 0.001 seconds, but there's still that thought process, and you wrote it and you remembered it. So it was like, Sona said something like, yo Joe, I think, why don't you rap like you don't want to rap? Macam, huh? Like, yeah, man, like, you do it so effortlessly. So, let's say when we do buy it, like, yeah, I want you to rap it like you don't want to be here. Huh? It's like, star aku 100. Ini ke DJ semua belum masuk 100. So it's more nonchalant kan. So macam, that was havoc. So I think like back to where we were like, okay, we need to represent. We don't need, of course there's no need for any artist to, save for entire nation. But at that point in time, I just felt like the identity was important. I felt like a lot of these younger kids that we see now, they needed like somebody to kick that door down, Like let's okay this. Because you have to understand, like when Havoc came out, there was one guy that, man, I don't even want to get there. The same newspaper that have been messing with us our entire lives. But they ran a story saying that some ex-Sastra Negara, no disrespect to homie, but I think they know my words more these days. But he straight out said, perosak macam bahasa, membina, menghancurkan bahasa. And I replied to him, I said, look, I'm not in the business of bahasa only. I'm in the business of communication. This is communicating. It's communicating. So we're different. We're in different fields right now. You in one category of a bigger spectrum, you know what I mean? So we took that. We took those kritikan, tomahan, and end of the day, people forget it. We just want to make music and make people happy. Why are you overthinking it? The same guy wrote an article like, cara menulis rap yang bagus. I'm like, bro, you don't even know what rap is. Come on. Yeah, so for me, like now, where is hip-hop now? Like hip-hop, I feel like is very much represented. Dari semua lapisan masyarakat, dari segi semua bangsa, dari segi semua bahasa, dari segi semua dialect. You get me? Yeah. Like you have rappers rapping in their state dialects kan, macam logat negeri masing-masing. You have, a good representation of, male and female rappers, so which is important, right? Not only rappers but also DJs. He's also dancers, choreographers, breakers, right? Artists, not just graffiti artists but muralists. I would say the scene has flourished over the last 10 years. I'm definitely not saying it's down to, one or two people only. No, definitely not. It's a collective movement,
But the past 10 years, it was you. I have to say.
I'm there, kind of there at the forefront, but then we did the right things, I feel like. For instance, of course, trying to put on, the next generation of artists like Sonawan Alif, who they themselves have mentored and helped so many other artists with songs and just like being in the studio and just being the big brother like I was for them, right? But also like, I feel with Namblas Bares was like also another game changer. That's like 3 seasons, right? 3 seasons, 45 artists per season, 135 artists. Then we got Namblas Bares Australia. We got Namblas Bares Thailand. Of course, one season, but still. Then we work with close to 200 rappers. To watch them go on to make a career out of, something they love, that started from just a 16-bar rap is amazing.
Backtrack a bit. You said people wrote you off. Tu sebab apa? Is it because of president ke? What do you mean by that? Can you elaborate sikit?
I wouldn't say hip-hop heads. I wouldn't say hip-hop fans. I would say like music fans, that think they know what Malay rap is, right? Based on, their understanding or their experience with, one or two Malay rap albums. So I wouldn't say they wrote me off, but I definitely wasn't in that conversation. When it comes to like, yo, who's the dopest? It wasn't important to me because I know I'm the dopest at what I do. You get what I mean? When I say that, it's like, I move differently from other rappers in Malaysia at that point. I'm looking at a bigger picture. I'm in New York every year. The first 5 years is just to observe and learn and build networks, build bridges, make that connection, become a student again, right? But if you look at like how we've been moving, me, Caesar, like we've been going to Japan since maybe 2007, like a lot. We've been going to Thailand since 2004, a lot. I've built this bridge with Korean hip hop way before the term K-pop was even in existence. You see how long like me and J-Park go back. So for me, I was headed somewhere else. But then I kind of forgot about, okay, you got to take care of matters back home too. This conversation will always be there, like, who the king of New York?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it after Big? Was it Jay? Is it Nas? You know, and until today, everybody still claims like, oh, I'm the king of New York, I'm the king of New York. There is no such thing as a kingdom of New York in that sense, but it's like important, you know, for hip hop, for the culture. So for me, that was what Havoc was about. I really wanted to take that back. And that was the only time I ever, like, I don't feel it now. But at that time, I was that hungry. In 2012, I was like, okay, I'm snatching this crown. I'm taking it and nobody is taking it back from me. You can ask for it, I can give it to you for a while. But it's mine. Let's make this clear. And boom. So that's why I went in like, with certain songs, I was reckless. I was asking for the smoke. Berapa kali kau nak cakap, kau bukan nombor 2, aku negatif 1 kalau kau rasa kau pertama. I'm going at them. Like, fakta, ramai MC luar sana, sampah, semua aku sapu. Bro, the word semua aku sapu is disrespectful. But if you know you're dope and you're not sampah, you shouldn't be offended.
True.
So it's also like a wake-up call, like I'm shaking the scene again. And that was important for me. So when you say like, what is the pressure like? I think I have an advantage of like not having to worry about, okay, will it do as good in terms of sales and da-da-da, you know? It's different. Now I'm not coming from a place where I need to take what's mine. Havoc was the battle MC in me, still. Johan is gonna be like, yo, I'm a star, I don't battle no more. Hey, I'm a star, I don't battle no more, baby. I'm good, we Gucci, yo. I send my chihuahuas. No, but okay, on a serious note, I think, but it needs to represent, okay, where are you now?
Yeah.
And where does hip hop go now, if in your point of view? So for me, this album it's like putting on a tuxedo and listening to the orchestra play for Nas. Hey, something like that.
Okay,
You get me?
okay,
Something
okay.
like that. I'll play you some songs.
Right.
You know, we got like, you know, I work with a lot more live musicians, a lot of strings, a lot of, you know, orchestra section. Like, it's a lot more mature. It's like cut and sew. It's not like off the rack. It's ready to wear, but the tailor spent some time on it.
How many tracks, if you don't mind?
I mean, I recorded 30, 25, 30. We're gonna trim the fat, bring it back to 18.
Any of your favorites? Personal favorite that is very close to you?
Every song that I do, like, if I don't go back to it, like the next day, if I wake up and I don't want to listen to it 10 times, it's not making the album.
Okay.
So I have, I think 15 songs that I had that same feeling, like, oh, I want to listen to it again. Okay, this is making the album. I have one song that stands out. It's a song called Nakal.
Oh, yes.
You heard this, right?
Yeah, you shared with me 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah.
Sent it, yeah. So, but I mixed it, I remixed it, I reworked the music. It's got a Miles Davis kind of vibe. It's very Miles. It sounds sad, but it's actually a happy song. Nah, man, I love the album, honestly. If I didn't like the album, it wouldn't be coming out.
Okay, cool. I mean, how's Def Jam? I mean, that's a huge role.
Now we got 40 artists, close to 40 artists, signed artists across 6 countries. We got a lot of interesting projects, and we're also involved in a lot of like grassroots development. I'm getting to do what I did with Malaysia on a regional level, so I'm really happy. And I feel like the long-term goal is to have that distinct like Southeast Asian hip-hop sound. You know, people used to think we were crazy, but it's getting there.
Alright. Lepas ni kita tanya Joe dia punya first love, first girlfriend maybe, and so many other firsts. Alright Joe, let's talk about your first.
Okay. First.
The first cassette yang kau beli.
Kaset yang kau beli, sebenarnya kau tak beli banyak kaset pertama kau, okay. You have to understand, I have an uncle, nama dia Uncle Man, you know Uncle Man?
Yeah.
Uncle Man ni memang collection dia boleh macam
Boleh buka kedai
quarter kedai ni kat rumah dia kan. So saya dulu selalu pinjam,
Okay.
tapi lupa bagi balik.
That one normal, yeah.
Kan anak buah lu apa kan. So betul-betul beli sendiri You're not gonna believe this. cassette, rap, Ice-T, original gangster. So, lyrics all inside, like crazy lyrics.
Yeah.
Very not very suitable for a 10-year-old. I think at this point in time, Uncle Man will come to the house lepak dengan mak gua, dia adik mak gua kan. So, and after that, dia akan pergi Subang Parade. Dia ada satu kedai record called Penny Lane Music Arcade kat bawah. Dia dekat ground floor lah. And Penny Lane ni punya selection for R&B hip hop ni quite dahsyat lah. That would be one of the better ones in KL also. Kan, then after a while dia macam, lu ikut gua, you gotta start buying your own stuff lah. Kan? Si imbat gua punya je. So at that time I had a hi-fi player but I didn't have a CD player. He already had CD player ni. Okay, one of the first in the family yang ada CD player and CD player tengah, ada dua deck kan.
Yes.
So he would go, he would bring me, and he will get the CD, then I'll get the cassette.
Has it always been hip hop? Apa?
I mean, no, not
what
really.
What attracted you to yang macam buat you betul-betul hook to hip hop? You remember that moment?
Yeah, I do remember the moment. I definitely remember the moment because it was like yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, as a 9, 10-year-old, who already loved music, you have to understand, my first concert that I've been to in my life was Stevie Wonder in Malaysia. This is like, I'm 7 years old. So my first exposure to live music is, you don't get better than that.
Yeah.
Very few artists, you know, that you can even mention in the same breath. And like my mom's best friend was the late Sherfaini. You know, I grew up around artists, I grew up around stars. So I knew what it was like when Nantiani comes into the house and everybody like, you know, that star, that energy, that vibe is there, you know. So I was always like, I was already like halfway into the music industry. You get me? So, and then I learned like when we were in England, you know, my mom takut I tak boleh cakap bahasa Melayu kan. So dia akan ajar lagu-lagu untuk nyanyi, untuk dengar. So bila orang datang I nyanyi untuk orang, semua lagu Melayu. Kan, supaya tak jadi macam Mak Saleh celup lah kan. You know, sometimes when we go for a family thing and I'm just bored, you know, kids will be kids, main bola ke lagi-lagi kan. But for me, it got to an age where I was more interested in the music. So I would just sit myself on the floor, tengok, susunkan kaset. And now I'm looking at covers. So then I see a cover of LL Cool J with a panther on the cover and a Kangol and like, I'm like, bro, this guy is, why does he have a panther, bro? And then I put it in and I listened to it and I'm like, okay, it's crazy. And then I listened to like Tone Loc. These are all my uncle's collection. So now I love hip hop. But a lot of it is too grown up, right? I'm 10, 11. Then Criss Cross came out, bro. And these guys are like my age and they're doing it, you know. And Criss Cross, you know, of course everybody knows them for the song Jump, right? Jump. Semua orang pakai baju terbalik. But, you know, eventually Criss Cross would be a group that I really like. Even their later album, if you listen to Tonight's the Night, you know, you listen to Live and Die for Hip Hop, these are, like, for me, classic hip hop songs that, you know, are very underrated. I already had something to look at, like, okay, I can be them. I'm 12 years old. So at 12 years old, I wanted to be a rapper already, bro. I'm rapping already at school events, like family function. I'm on stage rapping at 12. It's crazy. Then there was like, of course, they call it the dark ages of hip hop when MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice ruled the world. You get what I mean? But even then, as a kid, Ice Ice Baby is kind of easy listening. You know, like MC Hammer, Too Legit to Quit.
Yeah.
You gotta pray. You know, all that. So now I'm getting used to like, okay, I can rap these songs easy, no problem. Then I started listening to a lot of Fresh Prince.
Okay.
Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff. Yeah. This is before Will Smith was called Will Smith. Yeah. Fresh Prince. And then there's Fresh Prince on
the
TV.
series, yeah.
You get what I mean? And this is all I like, but it's still hip hop, right? So like with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on TV, you know, now you get to see a bit of fashion. My favorite show, I'm not gonna lie, is In Living Color.
Oh yes.
And my dad used to marah pasal the show comes on at 12
Yeah, midnight.
midnight.
Yeah.
And then like, I'm supposed to go to school tomorrow again. And like in the end, my dad was just like, let this boy watch it lah. So In Living Color was, I used to just stay up, watch In Living Color, just for the intro and the outro. The intro, you had the whole, the Fly Girls came out and they danced, and the outro they usually be a guest rapper. Then there was also the Arsenio Hall show,
Yep.
where they would interview like celebrities, but a lot of times there'll be an artist or a rapper, then a performance at the end. So now I'm totally locked in. I'm down. I'm listening to everything, like Trap Called Quest. I'm listening to, but some of it is heavy, some of it is like light and easy. But now some of the lyrics I'm really starting to mean a lot, like NWA.
Yeah.
Like, bro, when you're 11 years old, you're listening to NWA, your life will change. Okay?
True.
So that was that lah. So these are all the cassettes, the CDs I was listening to. But I would say like I became a real student, like proper student. Like now I'm gonna learn every single word that comes out of this album. Was The Chronic, Dr. Dre. I know every word to The Chronic until today. And right after The Chronic came out was Doggy Style, Snoop Dogg. First album, classic. I know every word to Doggy Style. I used to wear a Doggy Style t-shirt. Ada album cover t-shirt tu sampai koyak-koyak lah baju tu. Pakai, kalau seminggu tu nak pakai, dalam 7 hari tu, 3 hari aku pakai lah. Sampai budak-budak Subang panggil gua Joe Snoop.
Joe Snoop, eh?
Pasal tak ada baju lain, asyik baju Snoop je. I got 3 Snoop t-shirts. Satu yang album cover tu, satu yang gambar afro besar, dengan lagi satu, I think Murder Was a Case later on. Inilah 3 t-shirt I would rotate. So like that, then I was listening to Chronic, and of course like, by this time, my parents were like, okay, they had a conversation with me like, you have to self-censor lah, because there is no way you're going to bleed all these words, and you just have to layan, right?
When did the culture part came in?
That's a bit later.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest with you, that's a bit later. Now, I'm just a kid in Subang yang tak keluar Subang, yang naik basikal, dengar Walkman, dengar Discman pun tak ada. I'm just in love with the music. I'm like, these are my best friends.
Okay.
This is like, I know you're at the age, you're still trying to figure things out. And sometimes a lot of things are like very weird to you. So hip hop was the answer. And it wasn't also purely only hip hop, bro. Like, I love to listen to I love TLC, bro.
Oh yeah.
I love Aaliyah, Aaliyah's first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. We know the words. Me and my best friend Kamil Izlan, dia duduk belakang ni. Kakak dia ada kereta, kakak dia Liza has a car, it's a Proton aerobag yang warna silver tau. Dalam tu ada Aaliyah punya kaset tersekat kat dalam tu. Kita kena dengar kaset tu 1 tahun. 1 tahun later baru dia betulkan benda tu. So macam tu kita kena dengar album tu daripada start sampai habis. And it's crazy, bro. So like, yeah, I mean, Boyz II Men, Shy, I love music. But like, hip hop was, of course, my first love. And then I studied like Naughty by Nature. And then it started getting hot. Like, you drew a picture of a morning, but you never look my way. I'm rocking in the yard, but you never, I'm looking like your darling and never sing away. Funny flowers forward and the Greekers on the way to do what you have for what you headed. Like, come on. It's like, bro, this is tough. Macam tak ada orang kat sekolah boleh rap kan. Gua macam, I'll do it. I'm gonna get this right. Kan, lepas tu dah start pergi. Dulu ada Piccadilly Tea Dance.
Tea Dance, yes.
Kita 14-15 tahun dah pergi tau. So like people, that was when I'm exposed to, the dancers. Like these are guys like, lagu keluar tiba-tiba ada blood dance move, dia ni semua kan. And then later on I would look at like DJs, like, when I was a bit bigger, like, started going to Boom Boom, then I saw DJ Babyface, Sunanda. Like, he was Malaysia DMC champion. He made it to the finals in Italy, like he was playing next to all the greatest. This guy was scratching and, bro, And then Naughtius Maximus came. Like, before that, there's already KRU. Like, when I'm in Form 1, Form 2, there's KRU. There's For You To See, of course, because my neighbor is Lan.
Oh, Lan. Okay.
Tapi dia pun tak kenal aku budak kecil tu kan. Dia macam sini gua kat sekolah. But you know, but 42C is like one of the Subang boys. Is one of the 42C members. So we also like, hey, there's a local hero kan. So now I'm looking at them. I'm looking at Nico. You know, I'm listening. I'm also listening to, while I'm listening to Nas, while I'm listening to Park. Oh, bro, when Park came on, that's it. Life changer. Like, I became obsessed with Tupac too. Tupac, Nas, Snoop Dogg, these were my favorite rappers. The three main rappers that I was studying with these guys. And then we had the local artists like, I was a fan too, like Crash Course first.
Yep.
And I get all these cassettes and CDs because my auntie, Saleha, Auntie B I call her, dia entertainment editor. So dia akan dapat kaset promo semua lah, segala apa pun kan. And she will always give the local stuff to me. OAG album, I remember when I got the OAG album, I was in Form 4. And like, my auntie was like, oh, you can have this. It's a brown cover. It looked like recycled paper.
Yeah.
I was like, that was my first thought. I was like, oh, don't forget recycled paper, like macam man. That time the concept was so foreign, right? But yeah, man, like, I think I started seeing the culture when I started going to KL, when I started, now I want to buy clothes. So I got to save money and I got to take a bus. Ambil bus daripada SM14 ni, ataupun daripada Subang Perit, boom, bus 252, 252A ke 252B. Dia ada beza, dua-dua boleh sampai KL, tapi yang lagi satu ni ada pusing lain tempat sikit. Get to Lot 10, get to Sungawang, and then you're going to Spitfire, going to 77th Street. And then now I'm looking at, okay, it's bigger than just Subang. The world is out here, kan. And then you know, then there's a fashion element, then there's a graffiti, then. And a lot of it, like, I don't know if this makes sense, but I think you definitely know lah. Like, hip-hop, like, our best friends were skateboarders.
True.
Yeah. Or some of my hip hop heads friends, I'm the only guy that don't skate. You know, I was a lot better playing snooker and making money. Ini lagi best lah, main snooker lagi ada aircon. Penat-penat, oli pun tak lepas. Kalau dah berbulan-bulan main kickflip pun tak kerti buat. I used to joke lah kan. I'll be playing snooker with Syed Gila and all the boys and the skaters, and then we'll all meet after that and we'll talk music. In fact, some like Wu-Tang, I didn't know anything about Wu-Tang. I was so into like West Coast hip-hop at that point in time that one of my boys was like, yo, listen to Wu-Tang. Like, and the first time I listened to Wu-Tang it was on a skate video. They used Wu-Tang song then. Skater friends, they introduced me to a lot of like, you know, like Wu, a lot of, remember Funk Dubious, you know, stuff like that too. So it was a different time, right? Let's put it this way, for all these kids out there. Like, that's why stores like this are is important. And you know, when we come in here, it takes us back. And
True.
Because now music is so accessible. Apa nak, boom, one tekan tas keluar. Dulu, kita nak hafal lagu tu, oh my God. Press stop, press, tulis. Tak kita punya transcribe tu betul ke tak? Memang tak betul lah.
Jadi bunyi agak-agak.
Bro, there are some songs that now, like 30 years later, I'm like, oh, dia cakap macam itu.
Yeah, but that's the only way, right? If you want to sing, even lagu biasa pun macam, oh, stop, pause.
Stop, but imagine for rap.
Yeah.
Imagine you trying to hafal lagu Bontax and Harmony. Macam mana?
True.
Mana ada? Macam mana?
True.
Follow me, that same song, Crossroads, until now, I'm looking at the real lyrics like, oh, gua sebenarnya selama ni hebat ni. I know, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So at what point, right, you first cakap macam, I want to do this. I want to start writing my own thing. I want to do my own thing.
Oh, that was when I had a girl. I think my first rap, I probably wrote it for a girl. I don't know. But I already was performing. Macam Form 3, Form 4. I was already representing, you know, doing shows, talent time. Not just rap, bro. Aku kadang-kadang ada masuk Battle of the Band, sekolah punya, kan. Nyanyi, main bass ke, main gitar ke, kan. But I was a shit guitarist lah. Vocals, like, yo, give me the mic, you know. When did I start writing? When we started Too Fat, here, you know, with Malik and dulu Too Fat 3 orang. So me, Malik and Kevin. Felix, who's son of the great Jerry Felix, drummer. So the three of us and my good friend Christopher Kang, he was studying in SAE. And basically Tufat punya first demo tu orang ni punya assignment. First semester assignment Chris. So Chris was like, "Hey Joe, I got studio hours in this like shitty studio in 8-track dekat USJ tu." Cik, kita cakap shitty studio, tak kenang Budi, tak maaf. But it was a pretty shitty studio, let's be real. Okay. We made the best out of it. So we were like, okay, you know what, let's go. So we went in, recorded a couple of songs, main. Before this, masa kat sekolah, I used to tell people like, yeah, when I grow up, I'm going to be famous. It was just, and people were like, how? So I don't know. I didn't even know if it was going to be rapping or, I like that concept of being known.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Because I wasn't like a popular kid in school. I mean, I was a funny kid, I was a budak jahat sikit, nakal, tapi tak adalah macam, in school you got like, oh budak ni
the hottest guy lah.
Kau lagi gimana pun aku tak tahu. Kan? Usain Bolt lagi laju lah dia. Okay, tak apa. I'm playing, man. But yeah, no, I just like I said, my mom's best friend is Shaifani. I like the way, when Amy Search walk into a room, the whole room like changed, like, oh snap. That's like, I like the fact that this guy can wear a leather jacket in the middle of the night and sunglasses. Like, I like that. Okay. I like that, So I used to joke, like, what you want to be when you grow up? I want to be famous. I used to tell my teacher, awak nak jadi apa bila besar? Saya nak jadi famous, cikgu. Itu je. But it wasn't until we did that first demo, and we were like, hey, you're pretty good at this. Like, people are liking it. Like, kaset ni kita buat macam 3 kopi. Orang pinjam, dia buat lagi 2 kopi. Orang tu buat lagi 4 kopi. So macam, dia jadi viral tau. Saya Malik kan, orang suka lah. And like, aku pun suka sebenarnya. Like, so we started going back. We recorded a few more demos. And then, Korek Emo's first single came out. Everything Changes.
Oh, Everything Changes, okay.
With Lady D. I love that song, I bought it. I remember I went to Bangsa shopping center. Dulu ada satu kedai tu, Gotham Records ke apa benda. Dia macam Batman ni konsep lah. And I bought the single. I bought the single. Then I took it back to Subang and went to Malik's house. And they had an instrumental. So I'm like, okay, let's do a little something with this instrumental. So we did our version of, that song. It was kind of like a parody / diss, but it wasn't really a diss. It was just like they didn't know who we were. Yeah. We were just like 2 kids in Subang, like, you know what I mean? Like Malik wrote some crazy bars. He said, there was one line that go like, "Rhymes shine divine, I'm the underground god, the Poseidon spitting rhymes nothing you can afford. You see Malik and Joe Flizzow sitting there smiling, looking at me while I'm just crazy wilding. My style versatile, I come from Staten Island." Bro, what? I was like, yo, what? What? Yo, run that back. Man, that was it. That was when we knew, like, we're gonna be a problem. It's like, we're gonna shake the whole industry up. Like, when we wrote some of those bars, for this, like, play song on an MO beat, that's when we knew they're gonna have problems. Like, when I say they, it's like the industry gonna be ready for the next coming. So if you ask me, that's when I knew. That was when passion turned into purpose.
Okay, got it.
And it's like, now I know why God gave me these superpowers.
Okay, kita backtrack. When did you start using Joe Flizzow?
Malik gave me that name. Kau tahu lah dulu diorang ni ada bahasa F lah, bahasa tu.
Yes.
And then there's a bahasa Z.
Okay.
Tak ada kan? Kita ada. So like, if you look, like, because we're big fans of Snoop and Dre. And Snoop and Dre used to add Z's to like, macam, if a bitch can swizz him, then she found to drizzle. You know what I mean? So we adapted that. to Malay. So pasal dalam lagu apa khabar? Ingat Zat, kita Z paling handal Zat. Actually, that what it means is ingat kita paling handal. Ingat Zat.
Ingat Zat. Okay.
Ingat kita Z is kita. Paling handal Zat. Handal Zat is handal, you know. So we started to use this like code word, just me and him talking like this, boom, boom, boom. And I think the second, third time I came to write and record one of the demos, like my flow always changed. Malik is very technical. He's like a sniper, like pa 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 pa. Like I'm like pump gun. I'm like, you know, like we gonna kill everybody. Like, you know, so my I could flow like this. I could flow straight. I could flow offbeat some days. I could like singing a bit, you know, like. And then she's like, yo man, you know you got crazy flow. So it's like, yo, Joe Flow. So Mali used to call me Joe Flow. Yo, Joe with the crazy flows. And then it became Joe Flizzow. Flow is Flizzow.
Yeah.
So it's actually a description of my flow. So flow, Flizzow is flow.
Okay. The demos. I mean, I read somewhere. I can't remember where. One of the song is I'll be missing your. Betul lah.
Yo, Malik wrote that. I wrote the hook. I wrote the chorus.
So it's true.
It's definitely not lies. Yeah, it was like a parody of I'll Be Missing You.
Yeah, you guys have.
But this guy wrote I'll Be Missing You.
Yeah.
Punani. Like, come on. So then I was like, okay, we need a chorus. So we use the old NWA chorus. You don't have to run on me. Don't be afraid, it's only you. You be good to me, and I'll be good to you. And then ding 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 ding. Alright, yeah, that was crazy.
How many
But
songs?
we were kids, bro.
Yeah,
Come
it's
on.
alright.
I mean, we was like what, 1980, yeah.
Kita buat banyak benda bodoh, right? Masa kita budak.
But with the crazy thing is, we performed it at one gig, and then after that, everybody wanted us to perform it every time. So we performed that song like at least 3-4 times until got to a point where I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. You can't do this. And my mom might walk into one of these venues. Like, my mom used to come to some of the gigs. My late dad would like rock out. I'll be on stage and I'm like, oh snap, my dad shit. Macam ada segi ibu budak so ada dua orang tua kalau kan. So macam, you know, we can't be doing this no more, man.
The demos. How many songs actually you guys? Were there any originals at that point?
Yeah, eventually they were original. There was a song called Higgity Hey. What the Dilly, yang eventually made the album. That was actually one of the early demos. But honestly, man, most of these demos were just like, a lot of them were parodies. Some of them were just freestyles over like obscure instrumentals that we used to find, you know. Yeah. I'll be real with you, I don't even have a single one of my original like 3 demos. Or like, I don't have. I can't find them. Because every time I had one in the car, orang akan ambil, kau bagi lu balik.
Yeah.
Bila tak bagi pun, tak dapat balik sampai hari ni aku tak ada. Kawan-kawan aku yang curi demo aku, tolong bagi balik lah.
Daripada demo tu, how did Tang came into the picture?
Macam tadi saya cakap, the demo got copied, dan ramai orang dapat. Cat Faris, Cat Rafej. I remember satu kali tu, gua dengan Malik, dia macam, kita kena pergi jumpa mamat ni, nama Cat lah, dia kawan aku. Okay. It's Cat. So nama dia Cat sial. Lepas tu, okay, tak apa. In the end, Anish cakap, dengan cerita dia ni nak buat gig. I don't know, we had this demo, we wanted to get it. The intent was to get it out there. So I don't think we met Cat, but Malik spoke to Cat, but then in the end Cat was like, no, it's not me, somebody else is doing it. But then Nazri got hold of this cassette, and he gave me a call. So I get a call from Nazri, and I'm sitting in dekat mana Joe's Barbershop sekarang ni. Dekat situ lah, dulu tempat tu macam cyber zone, one of the cyber cafes lah. And we were, dulu time tu, you know, everybody was just there posted up. We were chilling in front of the shop and I got a call. And Nazri was like, hey man, we want to give you guys a gig. We got a show coming on this at the end of the month, or like in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I don't remember. And we want to give you guys a slot. I said, okay, great. Like, this is the call, you know? So aku cakap balik macam Kevin was there like, yo. Then Nazri was like, what's your group's name? I said, because these demos tak ada title pun.
Just kaset kosong macam tu.
Macam gitu je. Macam mungkin ada nama lagu ke, mungkin ada nama kita 3 orang, Joe, Malik and Kevin. Macam gitu. Dr. K kan. Tak ingat lah. It's like group. Cakap mana ada group ni, tiga sekawan punya cerita lah kan. Just me and my 2 friends. I said no, I need a group name within the next half an hour. If not, because I'm gonna go print the flyer. So we were chilling there and then we were bouncing off all these names. And this is my version of it lah. The word fat was actually mainly used by skaters. Like whenever they land a trick, oh, that's a fat trick, or a fat. And at first I was like, what the is fat? Why are they using this word like that, you know? But, you know, probably somebody, because when this call came in, like, these kids were skating. You know, depan tu memang they used to tutup jalan and just like skate on the streets, right? And probably somebody landed a trick and somebody said fat, and maybe that's where I just grabbed this word out of thin air and just like, you know.
That was the original.
So like, macam-macam nama.
Antara
merapih. Nama yang paling rabak Partners in Rhyme.
Serious lah.
That got shut down real quick. I'm like, hey, no, don't be. Somebody try to be funny. I'm like, I think, bro. And then it was gonna be way too fat.
Okay.
Actually, it was like way too fat. For like last call tu macam, yo, let's drop this weight. Too fat. That's it. Okay. You know. But bro, you know it's crazy. Like, I cannot imagine. Sometimes I play the scenario in my head. Macam, kalau nama group ni lain katakan nama group tu
Partners in Rhyme.
Partners in Rhyme. Oh my god, bro. Aku sendiri cancel group tu. Even if it was way too fat, maybe we could have. Nah.
No, cannot.
There's no ring to it, you know?
Yeah.
It just felt right, like too fat. And when I saw that name printed, you know, amongst all the other names, and we were just there in the middle, too fat. I'm like, bro, I had that feeling, bro. Now I can describe it because, you know, 25 years later, I've seen 1,000 flyers, I've seen 1,000, you know, I've been on thousands of you know, posters and billboards. No, thousands of billboards. Come on. Relax, Joe. but you get what I mean, right? So when I saw that logo font, you know, and then it just screamed like, okay, this is gonna be big. I don't know. It's like one of those things, like, you know, they say if it's meant to be, and if this is why you were put, you know, on this planet, you know, this is your purpose, like, things like this will stand out. And like, thinking back, I don't remember much when I first got that flyer, because dulu kalau kita ada gig, kalau ada 5 group, dia punya math simple je. And for me, it's the best. RM15, venue akan ambil macam RM7. And mind you, venue ni memang tak buka pun. Jam tak beroperasi daripada pukul 12 tengah hari sampai 7 malam. So for them it's a win already. And they were the ones that when nobody wanted to give us. This is why dulu orang selalu cakap, oh kenapa gig ni kena ada dekat club malam. Benda tu venue, bukan club malam. Kalau benda tu venue yang buka siang, macam mana kau nak panggil tempat tu club malam? Benda ni siang apa?
Yeah, betul.
But to all the people that were like, hey, these are the same people that didn't give us a stage. Bagilah kita perform dekat tengah bandar ke, dekat kerajaan punya stage ke, tak juga kan?
Betul.
So kita terpaksa berkawan dengan pemilik klub malam, dengan gangster yang jadi bouncer siang pun. To be fair, dia orang macam security club ni budak-budak hip hop. Kan? Macam Cik Ton.
Yes.
Kan? Diorang, Abang Ain, these are all my big brothers, you know. They're like, yo, you guys need a venue? We run these clubs at night. Dulu lah.
Yeah.
Let's talk to them. We give you a good word. So I'm telling you, go ask Tang, go ask Nazri. This is how it worked with some of these clubs. Like this is like, you see, this is how when something needs, you are so passionate about building something, you're gonna get help from the most mysterious places. Kan?
Yep.
So even because kita orang dengan dia orang lebih kurang. Macam dia orang kerja jaga venue. Tapi Chop gangster. Chop bouncer, kaki pukul. Gua kerja kat luar, jaga keselamatan orang. How is that? They are shunned upon. Macam kita menyanyi dekat tempat-tempat macam ni pun kena label. So kita in the end, we are very close with security, with all the, you know, taiko-taiko lah kan. But it was just a real friendship and they really genuinely, ni saya nak bagi shout out. Saya rasa tak pernah lah orang shout out dekat brother-brother jaga club kan. Yang pun dicop macam kita sebagai kerja industri malam. But actually kita semua nak cari makan, buat benda halal kan. So back to the venue like so RM15, venue mungkin ambil RM7, RM8, RM3 organizer ambil. Dia pun nak sewa sound system sikit. Kan nak buat flyer semua. RM5 ni bagi lah, satu group ambil RM1. Fair. So every group akan dapat, diorang macam lu rasa lu boleh handle berapa flyer. Kita akan ambil macam 500 ke 1000 flyer dan kita akan bagi budak-budak, bagi kat sini Subang, bagi dekat mana-mana letak kat kereta. Because the more you put out in your own neighborhood, lagi ramai budak-budak Subang lu akan datang. So kita dekat sana pun, we're going to town bro. Ni ada budak Ampang, ada budak Kampung Baru, budak Kampung Pandan dan kita pun macam intimidated, but Subang kita style kan. Right. Kita bukan like Subang kids, to be honest, like we're all players. International playboys. You know, so going out there, but as a unit we're strong. You know, so it's like important for us to go like, okay. So I remember like what would later be known as this infamous like gig that Tufa performed in, which is at Malibu Cafe, which was a tribute to Tupac and Biggie punya show. That was our first show, 28 March 1998. We pulled up to the show, maybe we're like 100 deep. Like we got 100 people with us. So now I got 100 in the 800 ke 792 orang. Ke 894 gitulah. Yang datang, yang paid, got paid. So we got, that was our first gaji lah. RM892 dan kita bagi 3 dengan bagi 4, bagi duit sikit dekat my friend Chris tu yang buat demo tu. He followed through, dia jadi kita punya live engineer.
Alright.
First show dah ada sound engineer. But yeah man,
so that's when you connected with Tang.
No, that was the first time we met Tang.
Okay.
Right, you know,
so the album deal tu?
No, there was no album deal.
Oh, tak ada.
There's no album deal.
Oh, okay.
But this is what happened. We were on stage.
Okay.
And bro, I'm not lying. Ask the man himself. So you know G-Soul?
Yeah, G-Soul.
Kumran. Moses Chan, my big brother. You know, like he eventually was one of the, you know, played a key role in helping us get the first album off. Him, Illegal, Choi, you know, and Hayes. These are the 3 producers, and of course Izam. But G-Soul was kind of like an A&R for an album called Tricks and Tales. Tricks and Tales ni dah tengah buat dah.
Oh, masa tu, before Water Daily? Okay.
Dah buat, tengah buat. Belum keluar.
Okay.
So they had, I think they had Rifa. They found through a rap competition. You know, they had Ammo, they had Nordic Max, but they wanted us lah. When they saw us on stage. So we were in the middle of the 3rd song, and I see this Chinese cat with long hair, rambut panjang kan, ketuk stage. After this, I need to talk to you guys. Got a deal for y'all. I'm like, aku cakap balik, Mama ni benar in the middle of our 3rd song and we're getting a record deal offered. Like, no, it's too good to be true. So then after the show, boom, went backstage, and Moses approached us, and we talked like, hey, this is what we're doing. Where, it's a compilation called Tricks and Tales. It's gonna be with all the, top artists in the urban scene. And Malay was like, nah, we want an album. Aku pun sama, nah man, no album, no talk. Let's walk. Ciao, bro. And then they pursued us, like they were like, yo. I said, but it's too early, bro. I'm one show in, right? And I'm happy we didn't get on that, because like the next 2 years when Tricks and Tales came out, and there was already that kind of like, we were on our own. We were like just renegades again. Bantai langgar je semua. Eventually we signed with Strange Culture Records. Strange Culture is ACAB.
Yeah, all the punks.
Oh bro,
hardcore.
not just punk, bro. Hardcore to the... That's why I'm good, bro. I can walk into any gig in Malaysia like, bro, you gotta check my first label. Now I'm Def Jam, but I always used to be Strange Culture Records, bro.
Yeah.
Although my album never came out with SCR, like, they had a situation with Live and then it didn't work out. The advantage was Tang was doing all the big hip-hop gigs. He used to put us on the bill. Some gigs were small. Ada gig yang 100 orang. Ada gig yang... First gig kita 900 orang. Second gig kita 72 orang. But then it started getting traction. And Tang is, you can say all you want to say about Tang. Like, this guy had a vision. So then he did, the big one was Sunway Lagoon, bro.
The amphitheater tu.
Amphitheater. Yeah. And it was Saturday hip hop, Sunday rock, or something like that, right? Man, that was it. That was when we knew, like, okay, I think hip hop has kind of arrived, right?
Yeah.
Because you're talking about, we were like maybe 12 months ago, this was a venue for 300-400 people. Now it's 5,000.
Yeah.
And now there are sponsors coming in. You could see, like, it was some battery brand, National, Panasonic, benda gitu lah.
Oh yeah, Panasonic. It is
Right?
Panasonic, yeah.
Panasonic,
Yeah.
right? Damn. Yeah, Panasonic. I'm like, okay, so now there's interest from the corporate world, advertising, it's... There are all the recipes here to build a great ecosystem.
Yang the story about, album is almost ready when Positive Tone sign you guys, tu betul lah?
To be fair, I don't think Izam ever made that approach. But what really happened was, while we were recording, Tang was like, yo, I don't know how to do this, do it. Tapi sebenarnya kita pun tak tahu nak buat. So they just booked us like it was a very odd studio lah. Macam satu uncle ni yang macam siang dia record budak kecil nyanyi lagu Mandarin kan. So malam dia record tu Fat kan. Macam when Moses, Jisoo came, Illegal came, and Yogi came, like they all came separately. They were like, bro, this talent, this is not it. Dia macam
Tak kena.
lu Messi tapi lu main dekat mana punya league ni kan. So now you got to come with the big boys. So we went to Izam studio and like, oh macam ni recording lagu betul dengan producer betul yang Choi kat situ yang tahu record, how to stack, how to edit, how to cut kan. Masa tu kita still and then we're looking at this guy is working on a computer. Like no more. We were recording analog, bro. With the so Tang, right? And then he calls us in and he's like, bro, this thing is not working out with the major label that so-called were the funders for SCR to begin with. So it's like, okay, what's the deal? And we ran the contracts with my aunt. My aunt was a judge, right? And she looked at it like real quick and she was like, you can get out. There's a get out clause there. But you got to pay this guy. We paid. We had recorded like macam 3 lagu. So we paid for the masters. I think banyak juga duit. For us, it was a lot of money at that time, RM8,000 gitu. Now I think we have a better chance because we have, the elder statesmen of hip hop. They're kind of helping us. Like Mo and Choi was there for us every day, every step of the way, basically. And they let us like grow. You know, like Malik is very like, I know what I want. Malik will sit there like, I want it like this, I want it like this, I want it like this. And he's like, okay, I'll try to make it pop. So a lot of things like, you know, we're also like trying to create a new sound for, that's it. Then we just decided to work the album.
Were you surprised when the album came out and ke memang dah nampak?
Tak juga. I mean, for me, I just wanted to put out the album. I didn't see, I wasn't even looking at the industry as a whole. It was still very tunnel vision though. I was just looking at the hip hop scene, the landscape, and like the people in my crew. Like this album needs to be good for them.
Okay.
Like, you know, if my boy Khalid on Flowtron, if he's not feeling this album, I can't put it out.
Okay.
You get what I mean? Like, it's gotta be my boy Ramus, my best friend Eng Seng, you know, like budak-budak Subang. Diorang kena suka lah album ni.
Kena
It's
ada
for them.
stamp of approval lah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like for them, you know. So it wasn't like, okay, how do we go number one? How do we perform next to Siti Nurhaliza? It's not there yet. It's still very grassroots. It's still very like, it's important that we represent where we're from, you know, represent our friends, represent our, and I feel like that was the best way. Because if you look at the first album wasn't a real success from a numbers point of view. Kita jual 5,000 kopi je. Dia macam stuck kat 5,000. Lama tau. OEG is selling 100,000. Right? Innuendo is selling, I don't know, 80, 100,000, 120,000. But the thing is, like, they're all crazy. Like, that is the benchmark. Raihan is selling 1 million.
Yeah.
Lu jual 5,000, lu nak cerita apa, Mat? So, don't get me wrong, like, I know numbers because as a kid, aku memang suka baca surat khabar dan aku memang suka tengok macam dulu cara label flex is minggu pertama 200,000. Right?
Yeah.
They have the numbers. Search first week. And I used to read like 30,000 macam whack lah. Kalau lu first week lu 15,000 lu whack lah. So kita 5 bro. So I know where we stand, you know, in the bigger picture. Again, it's good because we're paying our dues. Of course, there was one side of us that we were like eager. I want to blow, but it's okay. Kita tak pernah buat show pun dekat luar KL ni. Do your rounds, do your radio rounds. You still like rough around the edges.
Yeah.
You know, like how do you do a good interview? How do you do a convincing like TV interview? When somebody because they're still bullish bro. Lu kena faham, macam bully ni bukan dari segi orang jahat dengan kayu nak pukul lu, bukan. Bully untuk artis macam Too Fat atau mana-mana artis underground ke, is macam, lu siapa? Macam mana? Macam, aku ingat lagi first time kita nominated AIM, this wartawan tanya, apa perasaan awak mendapat nominasi tapi tak ada orang pun kenal awak?
Serius ah?
Sumpah.
Oh shit. Apa tu?
And I'm like, how do I react to this, right?
Yeah.
Like, kalau kat sekolah, kalau kat 15 like cerita ni kan. So now like we got to figure out how do we take out these bullies. These are people like that, you know, kept telling you like, nah, you don't, hip hop is just a fad. You guys are just culture vultures. Awak ni semua ambil budaya barat. Every interview is, not everybody loves you at this point. Yeah, your fans love you, but these were the challenges lah that you went through that you will never go through again today because of, you know, people like Butterfingers, people like, you know, Radhi, say what you want about the homie, like, bro, he shook the industry, bro. He made people listen.
So was that the mindset masa you guys work on Plan B?
The mindset is like we'll give them an ayam, but then we'll have
Pink Lady.
something like that. Plan B was also about like, okay, let's try to dig deeper into what's the makeup of, you know, a Malaysian artist. We went back to the samples. Kalau macam album first pun kita dah start sample macam Boogie Down is Seiring Sejalan sample. And macam kalau lagu Bomo kita dah nyanyi Kulit Mayang. So that's my favorite song from What the Dilly, right? So I think, okay, let's try to go this Bomo Ulit Mayang approach, but maybe not so dark like we're gonna kill somebody. So Speed from Nautilus Maximus, dia banyak tolong kita lah. And dia baik dengan Tibon. So dia bagi T-Bone satu stack vinyl tau. Daripada Dewan Bahasa dan Pustaka. Out of all the records that we were going through, the Anak Ayam one is perfect on the metronome. So the timing was immaculate. Banyak lagu-lagu lain ni because it's live kan. Ada lari sikit, BPM kejap 82, kejap lagi 84, kejap lagi 83. Tapi Anak Ayam ni, orang ni main macam ni lah. So then T-Bone was like, yo, we got one sample. So we didn't really choose the sample chose us. Because banyak je lagu-lagu Melayu lain, Rasa Sayang ke, macam-macam. Tapi semua main timing lagi. Nah, inilah dia istilah right on time tu. Tu yang membuatkan like we didn't have to cut. It just went in straight. When T-Bone dropped the drum loop, that's it. It's like, oh, the song is done.
So okay, kita pergi balik the first time you felt like, oh, this is it, we made it.
Oh, must be the Sarawak show lah. When we went to Sarawak to do a promo show for What the Dilly, we went there, we did a radio interview at Catch Radio, came back, and that night we did a small appearance at a club, one of the clubs down there, and then the next morning was a show across the mall. So pagi kita pergi soundcheck, tak ada benda, pukul 9 kita pergi soundcheck sebelum mall buka. Balik hotel siap. Then Jack, like Jacinta, who's managing me now, like full circle juga. Again, we can't walk to the venue. I said, what do you mean? It's across the street. Dia macam sini pergi rumah tu.
Okay.
There's thousands of people. I'm like, so how? We gotta take a car. Take a car? Okay, wait, I might be wrong. I think we walked there, but when we walked, it was like gila babi. So we had to come back in the car.
Alright.
But when we got there, it was like, bro, and because the venue is across the street from the hotel, yang 2,000 orang kat hotel venue ni, bila kita lalu ikut kapak ke apa semua, security semua, dia orang cross jalan je. So there's 2,000 people came back to the lobby. Now there's 2,000 people at our lobby, and we can't get into the hotel. It's the Holiday Inn. And like, bro, this is nuts. So security brought us into the back. Went back up. We're looking at from the top. We're looking at 1,000 kids just outside. Half of them are in the hotel. The hotel don't know what to do. Another half is like on the street. Dah berlimpah sampai keluar. And I said, okay, this is crazy. Like yeah, so that was Sarawak, Kuching. So they showed us love, like first time, big time. So that was when we knew, from What the Dilly, like, hey, we've been writing songs for our boys, like I told you just now, right? And we need to write songs for this kid. I need to give something back to this kid that showed me so much love. Bro, look, okay, this is nuts. We're talking about Sarawak, right? Tengok orang ni, nama dia apa?
Joe Flizzow. Weh. Bapak dia name him after you, man.
Joe Flizzow. Okay, kita cover kau punya ni lah. Kita cover kau punya.
Tak apa, nanti kita blur.
Okay. Bro, he was born in 2002. That means he was conceived in 2001, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I wasn't really famous then. Right?
That's next level, man.
We just found this guy like 6 months ago because dia kerja dekat hotel kat Johor. Dia pakai name tag nama Joe Flizzow. And then budak kau macam, kawan, my friend was like, kau datang sini kenapa? Kau nak main-main ke? Kan? Tak ada bang, saya main nama ni. So what do you mean? Dia keluar IC bro. Nah, nama dia Joe Flizzow bro. Gua pun, that's the real Joe Flizzow.
Betul lah. By law, that's the real Joe Flizzow. Yeah.
Man, it's crazy, right?
Crazy.
So again, I don't ever think there was a need to like, okay, we need to write an album to, compete numbers-wise. It was never that. Maybe we did want to do that to make maybe our parents proud, or like, because end of the day, measure of success ni biasa numbers lah.
Yeah.
Kan? Duit atau sales atau goal, kan? So, but then this is a true story. Like when I gotta write something that this guy in Sarawak punya, maybe he gets it, but I don't think his uncle gets it or his nenek gets it. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
now it needs to be right Malaysian.
Yep.
You know, so we're taking in all elements and we're just trying our best. Again, we also don't know. I hated that. I still, it's not even in my top 30 favorite Tufat songs. Alayam.
Really?
No,
Why?
I don't like it.
Really?
I just feel like it's. I mean, it's not that I hate it, but it's like, I like blah blah better. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I like a lot of other songs better. But I like
Yeah.
how Anayam made me feel like that, you know.
The
like,
intro and
I
stuff.
like that. You know, I like, okay, I get what it is. But it's like after a while we have to perform that song every time for how many years?
Penat.
Penat bro, macam lah tak ada lagu lain kan. Macam tu lah.
So speaking of it, top 3 Tufat song.
Number 1, Crazy 88.
Alright.
I like what you want with Camellia. That's one of my favorites. I love Island Girl
Island Girl.
with Terry Lee. That's crazy. I think Malik's verse is just one of the craziest English rap verses ever spitting in Malaysian rap history. Just listen to Malik's second verse on Island Girl. Man, I love a lot, bro. I love Snap. I love Too Fat Baby. I love making, again, like I said, Bomo. Bomo is definitely there. I don't have top 3, bro. I got like top 30.
Alright, cool.
You get me? Because we had a lot of songs.
I mean, you mentioned Bomo a lot. I mean, this story.
No story, it's this Bo Mo.
Oh, really?
The Bo Mo.
Why?
I mean,
If you don't mind sharing that.
bro. I mean, not the beef is squashed. There was never really beef. But it's like brothers, you know, you fight. Now something was said in a. I'm not the type to open an own wound.
Okay,
I feel like it was just competitive, like brotherly, you know, love.
Yeah, sporting.
Yeah, it wasn't really personal, but I think just miscom, you know. One of the group members said something about Malaysian hip hop that was perceived as a bit disrespectful and arrogant, and the whole scene was like mad at them, and we kind of like maybe use that as an in to like, okay, and then we'll represent the scene and we'll address it. But it wasn't out of the blue, and I wouldn't say it was uncalled for. Like I felt like at that point, you know, and I'm not gonna back down and say that, oh, we shouldn't have done it. No, like I just felt like
At that point of
people
time-
need to get checked. Hey, bro, what you doing? Tu je.
Okay. Got
Kan?
it.
So and they checked us back too. You know, so it's good. It's love. When you two parties are passionate about something, you're bound to bang heads sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you like, but when you're looking at something real close, both people, you're gonna bang heads. But when you like, let's look at the big picture, like take a few steps back. Okay, now we see it. But we were all young.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, we want it. I want it. Itu je. Again, it never was more than that. It was never more than words, right? So, and it wasn't even that serious. Like, it wasn't like we made a point to promote it. It was just people who knew. Like, even you were asking me this, like, is it true? Right. So that was how it was.
First time you cried because of Too Fat.
Maybe I've never cried. Maybe that's the issue. Nah.
Okay, your first plan when you started, you decided, okay, it's time for me to, to go solo.
No real plan. I just wanted to just do music that was what I've always wanted to do. Like away from, like, not to say away from the sound, but now I don't have to have a discussion with anyone. I don't have to have a discussion with these producers. In fact, I will use different producers. I only have a discussion with myself, which ended up not being the right way of working out. It's like a practice album. Also, it was our first album as Cartel Records. So it's like the guinea pig for the label. And I felt like if I'm gonna start a label, I can't sign an artist and make the artist the guinea pig. You feel me?
Yep.
So whatever mistakes that I made with the album when it came to mixing or mastering or, I felt like from that standpoint, we could have done a lot better.
So that was precedent to you lah. Like macam
I mean, yeah, that was
rehearsal.
that. But I was also like traveling. I was also trying to set up the label. We just had a situation with Warner at that time. I'm like, now there's no income from Too Fat, you know. And Too Fat was a well-paying job that I didn't have anymore. Okay. You know what I mean? So now I have to build. And also, like, I can't be performing Too Fat songs. It's not fair, right? Or it's like, it's not fair, it's not right. Like, how can this guy do like songs when the other guy's not there? So I had to build that repertoire. So for me, it was more like, okay, I had to have my show song. So I had like do it. I had like this and that. And then the album came out and I knew, okay, we made a lot of mistakes. And I was rushing the release. So now I never rush a release anymore. You know, like I'm like, if it's time, it's time. I'll know. I will never make that mistake again of like, okay, we need this deadline. No, you know, like if we really need a deadline, I'll give you a single. That's why the last 11 years I've had numerous singles, and a lot of them have done well. So you know, so that is one way of keeping my management happy, my label happy. Like, you know, I need to feed the fans too. You know, so that's one way, but. President was learning curve again. It's like, okay, now we're on our own. What do we do? I think it's worth it. You know, it's worth like taking the L's for a significant win. You know, sometimes you lose some group stage matches, but you can still win the Champions League.
Kita backtrack a bit. Remember tak masa zaman Express 2010?
Yeah.
We're supposed to have that announcement. Where Too Fat is back.
Yeah. We announced it on Facebook already.
Yeah.
In a video, right? And then the next day it didn't happen, right?
Yeah. Aku malah nak tanya benda ni. Pernah tak? If orang tanya pasal Too Fat, pernah tak? I mean,
tengok orang tu punya intention apa. Dengan kalau macam like you, I mean I know your intentions are pure and you know, like these are valid questions. We're not talking about Too Fat per se. We're talking about a time in Malaysian hip hop history.
Yes.
So and Too Fat was very significant. You know, play a significant role in that. So I'm happy to talk about, you know, what we went through, what hip hop, how it was. You know, yeah, I'm good bro, actually. I have no ill feelings. It's all love. So sometimes you revisit memories like macam lu cerita pasal lu sekolah, high school lu macam, of course it's all good memories, right?
True.
So I'm okay with it. But for me it's like we need to keep moving, you know. If people wanna, hey, let's do a show. Alright man, you call a homie man. I'm here. I'll be here. You know? Yeah.
So I like macam now you checking on yourself. Before this you have producers apa semua tu. Okay. Now bila when you check on yourself, right? Is dia bukan nak cakap tak best. You know, sometimes when you're competing with yourself, you tak ada orang yang macam baru lah dia buat ni. You know.
I mean, this is president your time.
Yeah.
But then when it came to Havoc, I still had that mentality. I was still tunnel vision like Havoc when I started doing it. I was like, okay bro, this is it, right? And now the album dah siap. Then Yanis called me. It was the first single. It's gonna be Havoc, right? And I was like, hell no. I hate that song. This is what I told Yanis and David. I said, what do you mean this is a great song? I'm like, I took 2 minutes. I didn't even write it. I walked into the mic. I spit 4 bars. I came out. I came back in, spit 4, and it's done. And it's like, it doesn't represent the lyricism, you know, that people need to know what I'm about, like, because again this is back to Havoc, the album that's, you know, gonna, you know, some heads gonna roll with this album. So then we had an emergency meeting, me, Yanis, and David, and we voted, and they voted for Havoc, and I voted for Illa Illa. I wanted Illa Illa to be my first single. And then they were like, the album should be called Havoc too. And I was like, no. And I was like, I gave in. Because I remembered that, number one, I need to trust. These guys have my interest. You know, that's why now I don't micromanage anymore. We make a compromise. You guys decide first single, I decide second single.
Okay.
So then they say, what second? Then Yanis like, no, we can't do that. Later we can know from the numbers. We decide second. I said, no, we decide now. Second single is going to be Apa Khabar. This is non-negotiable. And they're like, how do you know? You're going to be wrong about Ila Ila, that should be your first single, but why is second single? I said, this one I know. So when the song came out, when the album came out, dulu kan kita tengok iTunes macam.
Yeah.
So iTunes, you can see what is the highest played song. And it was Havoc, and really close behind is Apa Khabar. So then I was like, look, it's a no-brainer.
Speaking of Apa Khabar, I mean, winning AJL.
It was never about winning AJL. It was more about winning the respect. This is AJL, bro. This wall is AJL.
Okay.
This is AJL this year. Which one is the best cover?
It's just how. I mean, like,
How?
if you ask me, it would be the Clash. Yeah, the Clash.
Yeah, but somebody can tell you, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this. This is better. And I can argue for another 2 hours, this is a better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not even talking about the songs, right? I'm just talking about as art, right? So for me, AJL is like you walking into a art exhibition, 12 pieces, 12 different artists, and you're supposed to say this is better than that. It's impossible.
True.
It's impossible. But there is one way of definitely determining what is better is composition in your score. And this is what a lot of people don't get about AJL, that we won before the competition start. Because aku punya score tebal ni, bro. Orang lain punya score macam ini. And you know who told me this? Datuk Ramli MS. The day before AJL, panggil. Can I have a talk? Then Yanis like, Datuk Ramli, I want to talk to you. Everything okay? And I said, oh, chill, man. It's going to be okay. I said, kau tahu tak, kau punya skor ni tebal macam gini. Orang lain ni nipis ni, ada yang ini yang aku tunggu selama ni. You know, I work with some of the best. I work with Marcus Q Sound. I work with Tony Jupiter, my boys from America. Even Izam, he came to me and he's like, yo, who wrote your score? And I said, yeah, I got help from some heavy hitters, bro. Like no one ever used them, right? These are all the international bridges we built. And I just told him like, we're gonna score this like it's the Grammys, like that 1 minute chaser is, that's it. You hear that, it's over, it's done. Came for the first sound check. Everybody came up to me like, this is the best score. Like this is, like I enjoy playing this song the most. I'm the type that aku bukan macam artis. Aku kalau walaupun 88 orang, aku akan cakap hello dengan 88 orang. That is the right way. So before that, I just go down and stage orchestra kat tepi kan. Just went down, so I chill with them, and they're like, some of them just give me a nod. That's it. That's all I need. The validation. I don't need it from the industry, bro. I need it from my peers that was on stage with me. That is enough. Yeah, so for me, it was that. It was like, and everybody wanted to dress us, right? Macam brand lah nak bagi tu. Semua macam nak pakai apa. I told Yanis, we're going to wear tuxedos because when we win, we're going to look like winners. And they're not all these that bullied us back in the day. Takkan bila kita menang, kita baggy jeans dengan t-shirt. I want to look like Frank Sinatra coming down those stairs. These are my exact words to Yanis. So Yanis was like, what are you going to say at your intro? At first, I was supposed to say Anugerah Juara Lagu. Then the last minute, I dropped the Anugerah. I just announced the champion already.
Yeah.
Juara Lagu. I'm like, this guy announced the champ before the competition is over. The minute I said that, it was over. If you really look at that live, when the camera pulls out, the song ends, the camera pulls out, there's one guy that stood up and clapped. A tall figure. It's ultimate. The only person. So it's like, it's like poetry, like, oh man, it's like, that's it. Like I said, the only validation I need are from my peers, bro. I don't need somebody from a different genre to say, oh, this is better than that, no. And I'm not gonna say that I'm better than you. You get me? Like, there's so many amazing artists that sing with you, songwriters. So this is why, like, recently I said, I think it's a bit dah tak relevant. You don't become an artist. My dream is to win this award. No, right? But because this industry is structured in such a way where if you win this, you make it. No, bro. Ramai je orang yang menang yang after that the career didn't really take off higher. Maybe that was it. Lepas tu dah. Because lu letak tu sebagai bumbung kejayaan lu. Why? Bumbung kejayaan lu perform dekat Mars ke apa lah, bro. Perform kat Space Station. You can dream so much bigger.
Yeah. True.
You can dream. I want to be in Coachella. I want to be... You can dream, bro.
Okay. Lepas ni kita biar Joe korek and then kita tengok apa dia nak pilih.
Okay.
Alright.
Cool. This was my favorite group of all time.
Somehow, right? Bila tengok Outcast remind me of apa Flowtron.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. Khaled definitely. Khaled loves Andre 3000 now.
So this album or which album? Outcast.
I like Aquaman 9. Aquaman 9 for me is one of the best sound engineered albums. If you listen to that song also, Aquaman 9, the album title song, just listen to it with really good headphones and you will hear like bunyi air, bunyi cengkak, tak tahu bunyi apa, bro. Okay lah, bakso beli lah. Bankrupt kita ini. California Love originally was written for Dog Pound, but when Tupac came to Death Row, Dog Pound gave them like Pac unit. I think Corrupt and Daz gave Pac like have this song. That's why Death Row was such a strong label, because you had artists that they saw that Pac just coming out of jail and all that, they needed this much more, right, than they did. They gave it to them. That's why Corrupt is one of my favorite rappers. I had this t-shirt. No, not this one, but maybe I had this t-shirt too. Snoop Doggy Dogg. From the depths of the sea back to the block, Snoop Doggy Dogg, funky, with solo.
Any new artists that caught your attention, or people worth for people to check out?
My favorite artist right now, Malaysian artist.
Both can, Malaysian, international.
God, the whole Selatan, the new album is really good. Yeah. I'm working on Ismail Izani's new album. I'm helping him. I'm executive producing the album, and I'm helping him write that album, bro. He's gonna change the game.
Yeah.
He's gonna change the game. I love it. I love it when people write somebody off, like Ismail was like he a child star, 17, 18, and then it's been quiet. A lot of people write him off. Do not do that. This guy is gonna come back and run the show, bro. Trust. Too talented, too much talent to not. If he doesn't succeed, it'll be a crime. Okay. Yeah. Hey. Berapa kau jual ni?
Kita tengok dulu. Tak ingat mana harga dia.
But I got something I want to buy. I don't care. Kalau bini aku marah, aku tak kisah. Aku nak beli ni.
Ikhlas untuk semua wanita.
Yo, I need that. Yo, you gotta special mention, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Joe Flizzow featuring KRS-One. Get it done. Check it out. Where's the jazz section? Huh?
Jazz kat sana.
Malaysian, Indonesian, huh? Sekejap. Yo, bro, this new album, man. I'm gonna have remember how you came to the studio and then you had like an early listening session and man.
Yep.
Yeah. I owe you that.
Cool.
I owe you that.
Cool.
So it's done.
I still keep the CD,
Or the first print?
Bukan, yang kau burn malam tu after that. Yeah.
I gave you early.
Jazz.
I have this already. This is my favorite album.
Why Miles? I mean, like, what about Miles yang macam caught your attention?
Like how he evolved, right? From his first album, like you have to understand, like when he was 65 years old, he was on stage with Prince.
Yeah.
When Woodstock era came, he got rid of his band and he started making music with young white kids.
Yeah, Beaches Blue era.
Yep, right,
yeah,
right. And then like when it was time to go have more, synths and more electricness, he adapted. He had this guy was a rock star, bro. Bonafide, certified,
Nice.
highly imitated, never duplicated. This is the guy, so this is the best album. I mean, for me, Kind of Blue is it. Like Freddie Freeloader, every time there's a turbulence in the air, just download Freddie Freeloader, have it on your phone, so when you're on airplane mode, and there's turbulence and you're scared, play the song and you'll be fine.
Tadi yang Rebirth tu, right? Was it a difficult album to make?
No. It was actually quite easy because it became a competition. Like, okay, you got your album, I got my album. So all these songs I initiate and I let Malik know what I need from him. Like, he killed it on like every song. So for him, he initiated. Like, I like Love That's True. It's like got a kind of like Slick Rick kind of tribute. Someone that will be true. Crazy.
The singing in Malay tu, aku lupa nak tanya tadi. How the transition tu susah?
Apa dia?
I mean, I think the first one dalam, is it Plan B? Or
Ya, anak ala canggung kan. For me tak susah, cuma tak cool bagi aku. Aku rasa macam dah lah sample ni lagu Melayu, kita rap pula Melayu, you get me not? So for me, like the real proper first dope Malay song we did, definitely Alhamdulillah, the Malay version. But another sleeper hit that was actually really well written lyrically too is Dua Dunia.
So Joe dah pusing, so Joe is gonna get why ikhlas untuk semua wanita? Apa ada story je?
Tak adalah, kita kena ikhlas lah. Buat benda ni kena ikhlas. Kan? Ikhlas untuk semua. Tak boleh buat ikhlas untuk sesetengah je.
This is for you ke for the wife?
For me, bro. Okay. Man, I'm gonna put my Lakers hat on. I got this. Aku tak pernah masuk record store dan tak beli apa-apa. That is my thing.
Faham. Sama lah. Sebab
Kan?
tu aku tiap kali rekod, aku macam rekod show ni macam alamak.
Macam aku pergi Arab Street kat Singapore tu, kan ada few record stores.
Ya.
Aku akan beli, alamak, the best part, aku dah ada kat rumah.
Tak tahu, tak ingat dah ada.
Tak ingat.
Tapi tu biasa.
Tu biasa kan?
Ya.
Pasal cover lain.
Ya. Faham.
Bro, I brought college dropout, I think like 3 times. Like I'm like, I got this already lah, sial. Because mungkin aku dah bagi orang. Dan balik rumah, tak bagi orang. Because I love giving records as a gift. It is like, if you know your friend is a music fan and you want to get a last minute gift, you can't go wrong.
True. Alright.
Okay.
Okay.
Wallet.
Okay, sementara Joe bayar. Thanks so much, Joe, for your time.
No problem, man. Thank you.
Was a good catch.
Good to be back in Subang, man.
Yeah. See you guys next episode.
Peace, one love. You know what I mean? Dan kepada semua rapper-rapper yang kecil hati, janganlah jadi emotional sangat.
Kan.
Tak ada lah. Peace.
Nani jalanan aku certified bawa jambatan, bawa pandai, minum kopi dengan berdegan.